Today is a great, wonderful, amazing, incredible day, and I'll tell you why. Because it's a Dutch day, but not just a Dutch day, but a Dutch royal family day. Inside the lives of the Dutch royal family. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction. Let's go.
The Dutch royals may be one of the most scandalous royal families in Europe. From marrying a certain German man to fudging royal expenses to Queen Maxima's father's controversial past. This family has ticked all the boxes needed for a worthwhile story. Compared to the British family, the royal Netherlands family has had quite the dark history. But even
Wait. She just said compared to the British royal family, the Dutch royal family has had a pretty dark history. I'm not sure you can get darker than the British royal family. The scandals, Prince Andrew, Diana, like, I'm sorry, the Queen, wars, pillaging. I'm not sure if, but anyways, let's see. That's what she's saying.
all their controversy, they still are one of the most modern, cool, and forward-thinking royal families today.
Okay.
Let's dive inside the lives of this royal family and see what's really going on behind closed palace doors. 6 years ago, the Dutch celebrated the coronation of a new Dutch king and queen, Queen Maxima and King Willem-Alexander. The two are still some of the most popular royals, with 3 gorgeous daughters. Since 1815, the Kingdom of the Netherlands has been an independent monarchy. Poland is considered a province under the Kingdom of the Netherlands. However, the monarchy reaches much more land than just that, even some islands in the Caribbean. The first king of the Netherlands was King William I. In 2019, King Willem-Alexander and Queen Maxima are still ruling the throne. Alexander was passed the throne in 2013 and wed the lovely Maxima. But Maxima and Alexander have...
He was passed the throne. That's interesting. Our queen, she did not... She held on to the very end. Her how many? I don't know how many years of reign it was. A long time. Was it 50, 60? It was a very long time. Charles has been waiting to be on the throne for a very long time. So much so, now he's on the throne. He's old enough now to have really bad health. And I don't know how long we're going to have him as king. I don't think he's just going to pass the throne to William, but I think they're preparing for that eventuality. So it's, interesting that his mother decided to pass the throne. I think our queen should have done that as well. I think she would have benefited from living her life, even though she gave her life and a lot of amazing servitude. I think she would have benefited from like passing it to Charles earlier and just living her life as the king mother. I don't know. But that's really good that she passed it on.
Quite the interesting past. Maxima is originally from Argentina. She admits that when she met the young prince, she didn't know he was royalty. But there was an instant...
Scandalous. She said when she met the prince, she didn't know he was royalty. Come on. That's giving Meghan Markle, because Meghan Markle said the same thing about Prince Harry. Oh, when I met him, I didn't even know who he was. I didn't even know who the family did. It's like, come on, girl. The most famous royal family in the world that you didn't know. Yeah. I don't buy it. But scandalous. She's Argentinian. You have an Argentinian queen. What's her background? She's not from royalty then? Wow. Scandalous. Is she from a well-to-do family? That's very interesting because we have a queen at the moment as well. She's not from royalty. However, she was... I think she was part of the aristocrats, or the very high people in society. So she's not quite a commoner. But I wonder if this Argentinian woman, if your queen, sorry, I wonder if she is from a background of that as well, or is she from a lower income background? I don't know. We'll find out maybe.
connection. Prior to becoming a member of the Dutch royal family,
Good.
Maxima worked in New York City for a Deutsche Bank. But Maxima isn't
Wow.
completely unfamiliar with the royal ways. Maxima herself is a descendant of royalty on her father's side. She is a descendant of King Afonso III of Portugal and his son, King Dennis of Portugal. It was Maxima's father, however, that caused some controversy when the two young loves, Alexander and Maxima, wanted to wed. As we mentioned, Maxima is Argentinian. Her father was a cabinet minister when President Jorge Rafael Videla was in power. Maxima's father was
She's not quite a commoner. Her dad was a cabinet minister, and she's descended from Argentinian royalty, so she's not a commoner. So when she first said she's descended from Argentinian royalty, and she mentioned someone from like I don't know how many hundreds of years ago, or whatever, hundreds of years ago, I was like, even me, I can trace my ancestry back to a king or queen in Europe as well. So it's like, is that really being descendant from a royal, you know? But then when they said that her dad was a minister, I'm like, okay, she's not a commoner.
believed to be involved in the Dirty War, which was an extremely controversial time in the 1960s in Argentina, when there was a period of state-sponsored terrorism. This caused a major ruckus when Maxima was going to enter the royal family. The government had to approve the marriage for the prince to remain on the throne. Luckily, their marriage was approved, and Maxima has since become the most popular royal in the family. Prior to the couple's marriage, Willem Alexander wasn't exactly known as a saint either. He was often referred to as somewhat of a playboy, but as many news articles state, the playboy prince turned family man has won over the hearts of the Dutch people.
That seems to always be the case, though. These princes tend to be known as the playboys. You gotta be careful with that, because, you know, playboys in their time are different from playboys today. They used to get away with a lot more. Hopefully there's no skeletons in his closet like our former prince. Have you heard about him? Prince Andrew. Sorry, I should stop calling him Prince Andrew. Andrew Mountbatten. Yes. Because he's no longer a prince. He has been removed from all his royal titles. So, hopefully... Well, yours is a king now, so hopefully there's nothing like that in his closet. I'm sure there isn't. But, kings and princes... back in the day, used to get up to some bad stuff.
Mother, Queen Beatrix, announced her abdication from the throne in early 2013.
That's amazing.
Meaning the prince would need to step up, and he did just that. Many believe that his newfound love from the public was clearly linked to his 2002 marriage to such an interesting and cool woman. Queen Maxima, however, still beats her hubby in polls of the most popular royal. As a young boy, Willem Alexander had a troubled childhood and was sent off to finish high school in Wales. Once older, he built an image in the Dutch news as a hard-partying, troubled royal. Willem...
He wasn't bad looking when he was younger, was he? He was actually alright looking. They sent him to Wales. Like, you can go to the UK. Are your royal family related to our royal family? Because you know all these royal families are kind of linked. I wonder if they're related. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out.
Alexander may have found the woman of his dreams and turned his bad image around, but unfortunately his brother, Prince Friso, wasn't so lucky and saw an unfortunate end. Prince Friso gave up his place in line for the throne after a scandal with his bride-to-be, Mabel Wies-Smit. The two were engaged in 2003, and Mabel was seen as an ideal daughter-in-law thanks to her work with Open Society Foundation. That is, until her past would come back to haunt her. Mabel had certain associations with a man named Klaas Bruinsma. Klaas happened to be a major drug lord who became one of the country's largest crime lords. While Mabel and Prince Friso were vetting her for royalty, they may have slightly bent the truth on her relationship with this man. Mabel said she didn't know who he was at the time and had no romantic relationship with the drug baron. The couple had held back information and thus couldn't approve Mabel into the royal house. Prince Friso and Mabel still decided to marry, meaning he gave up his place in line of succession to the throne. The couple had 2 daughters, which sadly he would not get to see grow up. Prince Friso was out skiing off trail when he was struck by an avalanche in 2012. The prince suffered major brain damage. After 18 months in a coma with minimal consciousness, the prince passed away at the young age of 44 due to complications from the accident. Not all the
That's so sad. Oh, sorry for your loss, for your country. That's so sad. Because you know that those chain of events would never have happened. He probably wouldn't have been skiing had he been still first in line for the throne. Not only would he probably not be skiing, but probably his security and his protection would have been higher because he would have been the next in line for the throne. There's a lot of things that could have... all because they thought that she knew someone in the past that was involved in some drug lord business. Wow, scandalous. Oh, this is it. This is yeah. You're getting close to like a similar amount of scandal to our royal family. I'd say that's almost equal. Oh, almost equal to Diana. Almost in the scandalousness of it. Wow, that's so sad.
royals have such a grave end. You'll be surprised to know that the Dutch royals actually cost more than the British royals. The Dutch royals spent in total each year for the last couple of years approximately 345.9 million euros. The head researcher released 2 years of research saying that the biggest hidden cost to society is created by the fact that the royals don't pay taxes. According to this research, the Dutch royals are one of the richest families in Europe. The king does pay taxes, except on certain things for which he is exempt.
Wow, your royal family spends more money than our royal family. Wow. And they don't pay tax. Well, our royal family also doesn't pay taxes, and they own so much land and property in this country. It's literally, guys, not just our country. They also own all the beaches. I found out, my family from Jamaica, they own all the beaches in Jamaica. All the beaches, they own them. They own so much stuff that we just don't know about. I'm sure your royal family owns all the beaches in your Caribbean islands as well. It's interesting. But I didn't know that your royal family spends more than ours. It's interesting because our royal family are so high profile. Yours are not as high profile as ours. There you go.
Order to do his job. The thing about the Dutch royals we love so much is not the controversy or scandal they bring to the European royals table, but it's their overall modern methods. First, the family has social media accounts under the name Dutch Royal Palace, which are updated for the public. When Willem-Alexander had his inauguration ceremony, the crown, the orb, and the scepter all remained only on display, but not used. The crown itself was made in 1840 with fake pearls and jewels made from fish scales. It also has gold-plated silver, colored foil, and glass. As for the Kingdom of the Netherlands, it also reaches 2.5 islands in the Caribbean. The islands...
Before she starts talking about the Caribbean, really good that your royal family has social media. I'm not sure. I don't think our royal family has social media. I could be wrong. I don't really follow them that closely. I don't think they do. But actually, what is our royalty doing? What are they doing? What is the crown doing? I'll say the crown because it's, they're an institution. William and Kate should be on social media. They need to clean up their image. After they get rid of Andrew and all that stuff is dealt with, they need to clean up their image. They need to be on social media. They need to have a team literally putting out the best photos and videos and all that sort of stuff of them. I know Kate is not very well as well. She's also very sick. But that would be so good for their image. So good for their image. Especially because everyone's on social media now. And our royal family are currently in in a I don't know, you've heard about what's going on with our royal family. They're not in a good position. And if they don't start cleaning up their image, we're going to start campaigning to get rid of them. And I don't want to get rid of them because, yeah, the past is the past. They've done a lot of bad stuff, and I don't agree with a lot of I don't agree with how much to get paid and all that sort of stuff. However, as a country, we are synonymous with our royal family. Our royal family brings tourism. People come to see the palaces. People come for the splendor, for the pageantry, for the royalty. Like, people think England, oh, the Queen, England, the King now. But that's what people think of. So we need to keep them, but they need to be modernized. So I'm very impressed that your royal family has social media. I think that is very smart. Well done. Well done.
Are Aruba, Curacao, and Saint Martin. The royal children, Katharina Amalia, Alexia, and Ariane, all attend state schools. Queen Maxima even registered in 2013, when the kids were younger, as a lice mother, who is, in case it isn't clear enough already, someone who inspects the children's heads for, well, lice. The Dutch royals also get a little political, which is just another example of their modern way of thinking. The royals are expected to sign whatever Parliament puts in front of them, which they often do, but they also aren't afraid to speak their mind in political occasions if needed. Queen Maxima proudly shows her support for the LGBTQ community, something many royals won't discuss, and was the first royal ever to attend an LGBT rights conference back in 2008. Queen Maxima has been described as a 47-year-old with a potent combo of charisma and intelligence, mixed with a strong work ethic and a...
Well, it's because she's got that spice. Is that, can I say that? I can say that. She's Argentinian, she's feisty. That's in the culture, to be like, I'm going to speak my mind. You're not going to tell me not to do that. I love that. I love that she speaks out on things that she feels passionate about. Human rights, LGBT rights. Big up her for doing that. Thank you very much for your service. I like her. She's a good queen.
Regally down-to-earth nature.
I'm not a big fan of our queen, and I'll tell you why. What's her name? She's queen consort, Camilla. You see, she's our queen. However, we forget she's our queen. She's taken a step back, and I understand why. I do understand why. And King Charles is seen as the king, and we don't really hear from Camilla. And I see why, because she will always be compared to Diana. That's who we wanted. That's who we wanted as our queen. That's who we wanted. But for many reasons, she's not. She's not with us anymore. So we have Camilla. And Camilla has taken such a back seat that she might as well not be called a queen. But she has that title. And it's a shame because we need women, because we had an amazing queen. Who passed away, may she rest in peace. Women bring it's a different energy, that motherly, nurturing energy that our queen had, like the nation's grandma. She just exuded that. I loved her. She exuded that. And now we have King Charles, and he just doesn't have the same warmth. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't have the same warmth. We need that warmth as a nation. We really do. Our queen, she was so respected that I'm telling you now, if there was fighting and beef and stuff on the streets, she could have walked out and said stop, and everyone would stop. We respected this woman. We respected our queen. King Charles, no one respects him, and that's bad. So I'm just hoping William and Kate can change things. Hopefully.
Not only does she dodge family scrutiny and scandalous relative stories with grace, but she isn't afraid to speak her mind. Of course, with her father's history of being associated with the dirty war years in Argentina, he couldn't attend her wedding. Maxima admitted to being sad about that at the time, saying that as a daughter, she found it terrible that her father wouldn't be there. She added,
"Oh, no. If they said to me that, oh yeah, you can marry him, but he can't attend your wedding, I would say, well, I'm not getting married. I would put my foot down and say, I'm not getting married. If my dad cannot attend, I'm not getting married. I'm not doing that.
That's the way it was, and she understood the feelings of the Dutch on the matter. That's just one example of how the intelligent woman deals with both personal and public issues. As for the royal three daughters, the king and queen have taken them on many private trips to visit Maxima's family in Argentina. The three girls are growing up to be the perfect vision of royals. They're mature, well-mannered, and let's admit it, take a great picture. In April 2018, the family took portraits in a palace in Amsterdam. The public was blown away by the sheer Hollywood awesomeness of it all. Then, in December 2018, to mark Katharina Amalia's 15th birthday, a beautiful portrait of the royal team was released on the royal...
So this is 2018, so that's 7 years ago. Wow. What? Jesus. I'm just thinking, that long ago, yeah, 7 years ago. So she was 15 then. She's 22 now. I wonder what she looks like now. She'd be a lot different from this. She's a young girl here. Wow.
Social media account. The young lady's hobbies include singing, horse riding, and hockey, so she's not getting named Princess Pills after her father anytime soon. She's the eldest of the three daughters and is definitely setting a good example for any royal fans, and of course, her two younger sisters. But don't worry, we're not leaving you on such a drama-free note. Oh no, let's talk about the former Queen Beatrix, who married a majorly scandalous German man. Queen Beatrix ruled for 33 years before abdicating the throne in 2013. But prior to that, when she was a young woman, she got engaged to a rather controversial man. His name was Klaus von Amsberg, and he was a German diplomat. He was from an untitled but noble German family and was a member of the Hitler Youth. In his defense, Klaus was a child, and it was required by law to join. When Klaus turned 18...
Okay, he was a youth. He was a kid. I mean, I'm saying Germany was a different place, you know what I mean? Like, he couldn't have helped that, and yeah, there's a lot of radicalization, so... We'll let him off, he was a kid.
In 1944, he was drafted to the German Armed Forces, where he fought in Italy and was taken as a prisoner of war to the U.S. 20 years after the horrific Second World War, he became engaged to Beatrix. But with that history, it's no wonder they experienced such outward hate. As People magazine reported, there were protests and a petition to Parliament to not grant permission for the marriage. Even Prime Minister Joe Cowles reportedly said of the engagement, quote, "A German. What a pity." Their engagement enraged many of the Dutch people. However, her family supported her and Klaus's marriage. The two...
Do you know what's so interesting? You've got that in common with our royal family. So your royal family is of German descent as well. Just like our royal family, who are also of German descent. The Germans are in power in all our countries. They're in royalty in all our countries. It can't be helped. It cannot be helped. Yeah. It cannot be helped. It cannot be helped. Then the Germany is a different place now. Germany in a lot of ways is now so much better than the UK. So much better than the UK. Yes, they've had this terrible past, but compared to where the UK is now, Germany is, far and beyond a better country to be in. So it is what it is. But yeah, your royal family is half German.
Around the Netherlands meeting the people. Klaus quickly won them over when they saw he had no choice during the time of the war. Either way, Beatrix caused quite a stir falling in love with him. Needless to say,
very controversial because we didn't have controversy like that. Like, our queen could never marry a German. Oh my God. Even though she's part German herself. Wait, what am I talking about? Scratch that. Oh my God, her husband is German. Her husband is German. He is German. I don't know if he was full German, but he actually is German. Prince William. Was it Prince William? What's his name? What was his name? So bad. The Queen's husband. He was German. Prince Philip. He was German. I'm not sure if he was full German, but he was German. I mean, it can't be helped, man. Our countries are so close together. It is what it is. And there's a lot of German nobility.
Are full of scandal and controversy, but also modern ideas, love, and support.
Okay.
Who's your favorite Dutch royal? Do you think this family is too scandalous?
No, I don't think there's any more scandal in your royal family than there is in ours. I think they're quite similar. I'm thinking now in my head, like comparing your royal family and all the scandals to our royal family and all our scandals. I still think we've got you beat, especially recently with this Prince Andrew. Sorry, I'm going to start calling him that, with Andrew Mountbatten, with his scandal and his expulsion from the royal family. Whew, that's real scandalous. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, I will see you very soon.